This one thing took us from tragedy to top of mind with one move. This was quite a thrill. So when I had first stepped in as CEO, I recognized that my father had passed. It had been about 3 years when it got to this point. And I said, okay, how can we recreate brand awareness since my father's passed? And I came up with this idea while I was meditating that I should hold a virtual event and bring the biggest names in my space to come and speak at said virtual event, just to get us well known. So the first thing I did when I had this idea is I went to Inc magazine, and I asked one of the writers that I knew there, and I said, I'm going to put on one of the biggest events for entrepreneurs of the year, and I'm thinking of, and I said this speaker and that speaker and all these big names that were in the industry at the time. And I think I played it off like it was already happening. I was so confident that the Inc writer went, oh, yeah, okay, that sounds great. Yeah, I'll cover that story. That sounds like a good story. And I'm like, yeah, it will reach millions of people, and all these people have big lists. So it will then reach many millions of people. And so he said yes, not really realizing that at this point I had nothing. I didn't have one speaker. I had nothing. But the good news was when I had the yes from Inc that they would promote it, then I knew I had that it would reach at least 1 million people, because Inc would reach bare minimum at least 1 million impressions. So then I started creating my Dream 100, but it wasn't 100. I didn't need 100. I only needed about 12. So I went and looked. I reached out to Tom Ziglar of Zig Ziglar's organization. I reached out to Brendan Burchard. I reached out to Keep Infusionsoft. I reached out to Lead Pages at the time. All these names that were really well known in my industry. And I did exactly playbook straight from my father's book. You reach out to the people that are in similar industries and you make it feel like they're the last to the party. So I said, hey, Tom, I'm speaking with Brendan Burchard and Keep and this and that. And we're all talking about one of the biggest events of the year for entrepreneurs. And it's going to be a virtual event. It's already going to reach at least 1 million people. Would you like to be a part of this event? And I managed to corral, I swear, it was literally nothing. I had nothing. And they started saying yes. We ended up having this event. I got about 12 of the biggest names in my industry to promote it. It reached about 8 million people reach-wise, but the actual participants, my company generated 30,000 leads that month. And here's the catch. I didn't spend a dime acquiring them. This is a great example of what my father taught about it. We want strategies that take horsepower, not wallet power. If I had spent, let's say, $132 per lead for that 30,000, it would have been a couple $100,000 if I had done it with ads to generate those leads. But instead, I did it with relationships. I did it with dream relationships. And that actually is where I realized that it's not always about 100, right? It can be even less. So that's where the Target 12 was born. So can you pick a Target 12, even smaller amount, that will completely change your world? Every single one of those people can completely change my world. Each one of them had hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that followed them. They all promoted it. And of the people that came to the event, the average participant spent 4 hours and 32 minutes with us. It was a 6-hour virtual event. And we're talking C-suites, right? CEOs that were canceling their meetings just to be able to stay, to be live with us in this room, because it was such a powerhouse group of people. So I went from tragedy to top of mind with one event. So my question to you is, who is your Target 12? Who are some of those amazing people in your industry that if you got to partner with them, found something of value for them so that they will promote something that adds value to your prospects? So what can you do with your Target 12? Make sure to get your copy or copies at theultimatesalesmachine.com. There's a lot of special bonuses that you can't get going to Amazon. So make sure you check it out at ultimatesalesmachine.com.